You've been warned. Ray Dalio, Robert Kiyosaki, he's been warning you for a very, very long time. I've been warning you since 2020 when I finally figured out how the system actually works, understanding economic cycles. I started to reverse engineer this, and I do the exact opposite of what they tell us to do. But what does that mean? You've been warned. And what do we do to prepare? The first thing we need to understand is that it's nothing new under the sun. This has happened in history over and over and over again. And unfortunately, the things that you're putting your retirement in is like shooting fish in a barrel. Think about this. The creator of the 401k is quoted saying, I made a product that made Wall Street wealthier. And think about 2006 to 2008. You've worked 35 to 40 years of your life. Maybe your parents went through this. They worked their ass off, went to school, got a job, traded time for money, put their money in a 401k. And then 2006 to 2008, because of subprime mortgages starting in 2000 with Clinton, right? Subprime mortgages led into the 2006. We had all these bad mortgages on the books. Then they were giving interest only loans, no income stated loans to anybody out there, unregulated. And unfortunately, your parents got wrecked in their 401k. Now, the people at the top got bailed out, but your parents didn't. So isn't it time to really, really take a step back and start to think differently? Yes, this is not our grandparents' economy. This is not your parents' economy. The rules in their economy do not work anymore. In 1988 to 1990, started a 36-year cycle, which ends on February 20th, 2026, which is financialization, debt expansion, us buying stuff we can't afford, depressed people we don't like, back to production. Who really has their shit together? From centralization to decentralization, us having the governance, us leading our own sovereignty and wealth, people coming back to a higher consciousness, Jesus Christ, the way, the truth, and the life. I believe this in my heart of hearts, and I prepared for this. So I'm about to share with you is not fear, it's preparation. You should be excited about this because you have the opportunity to free your family financially and be the one that actually is a generational shifter in your family. So let's dive right in. So the first thing I want to show you guys is what is about to happen over the next, until 2036. And I'm gonna go over Robert Kiyosaki's post where he keeps warning you, right? And he's putting his money where his mouth is. And I think that's the biggest thing. Authenticity is a new era, guys. It's the era of authenticity. Okay. Not only am I warning you guys, but if you go on my X account, I'm going to show you. Actually, I'll show you. Let me, after this, let me pull this up while I'm doing this. Let me speak through this. I'm telling you guys exactly what I'm doing. Like, I have a free section on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I have a Warrior Academy. You can join that if you want. You can go through my Capital DR, but I'm literally giving you the blueprint. I'm showing you exactly what I'm doing. I'm telling you my top assets, not financial advice, but I want you to see behind the curtains of what I'm doing because I just want to make sure that you have the tools. That's all I'm saying. This has worked for me. I don't know if it'll work for you, but what you do have to do is you need to beat inflation. So let's start here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my exact ecosystem on the back end of this video, okay? The U.S. national debt projected to surge 2.4 trillion annually over the next decade, reaching a record 64 trillion by 2036. Triple, guys, from 2018. Look at this. This is our national debt. Look at 1976. Remember when I told you guys right here? Look at 1971 is where we attached from the gold standard right here. Okay, around 1988, this is when money became completely. This is the part that I'm teaching you guys. I have a big project coming out that's going to change the world to explain this. Around 1988 to 1990, right here, you see where my circle's going right here? This is where money became completely detached from reality, and boom, February 20th, 2026, this is where the new era starts for the next 100 years, okay? We're going to be seeing the restructuring of debt. You're going to see centralized systems get dismantled, financialization start to come back into production, actually people doing real stuff. And there is a way to prepare for this transition, okay? Now I'm going to show you what Robert Kiyosaki says. I'm warning you. In Rich Dad Prophecy in 2013, I warned of the biggest stock market crash in history still coming. The giant crash now is imminent. The good news is those of you who followed my Rich Dad's warning and prepared, I did, Cash Flow Quadrant, Richest Man in Babylon, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, Okay, I follow the wisdom of King Solomon. Prepared, the coming crash will make you richer beyond your wildest dreams. That's what I did, guys. I buy people's fear and I sell people's greed. For those who are not prepared, the coming crash will be your worst nightmare. I'm excited and can't wait for the coming giant crash. Me too. I absolutely love when the markets collapse. I have my real gold, silver, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. As you guys know, I am consolidating into XRP, Bitcoin, WLFI, and Solana. And I will share with you guys when I do those things, right? In the academy, I break down this stuff with my people. I do very slow, methodical moves, but only thing I'm accumulating right now is XRP, Bitcoin, WLFI, and Solana. No fake gold. Okay, no fake gold, silver, or Bitcoin. He's talking about paper gold, right? So he has real silver, real Bitcoin, and he has real gold. For me, I have Bitcoin as my gold. I have physical silver. I do paper copper, and then I'm using insurance. He says, I'm so bullish on Bitcoin, I'm buying more and more as Bitcoin price goes down. Me too. I'm showing you guys on X my buys. When it starts going down, I dollar cost average every day. And when it comes down, I buy tranches of it on the way down. Why? There's only ever 21 million Bitcoin, and there are nearly 21 million Bitcoin already in circulation. So there's 95% of supply. There's only 5% left, guys. That's it. He says, get the message. I will be buying more Bitcoin as people panic and sell into the incoming crash. That's how you do it, guys. That's how you do it. And I want to show you this really quickly. I thought this was kind of cool. This was posted by Tesla Robotax. This is the evolution of from horse and buggy, right? Horse and buggy to electric cars to self-driving cars. So do you see this? This is what's happening with money, guys. Think about that. We have self-driving cars. Do you really, really, really think that my 10-year-old son's going to be carrying around a bar of gold? Do you really think he's going to be carrying around $1? No, guys. He has a 3D printer in his room. He makes his own toys. My son makes his own toys. We don't even go to the toy store anymore. He makes his own toys. He came out last night with a sword. He built a sword. I'm like, wake up. The Jetsons are here. Okay. So this is exactly how I do my ecosystem. Okay. I invented what's called Capital DR. It's actually trademark pending right now. We're just waiting for the number. So I trademarked this and I have a big project coming out around this as well. But this is my exact ecosystem. So I'm going to read through this for you guys. Okay. And you can look at this on X. Follow me on X at CoachJB_. I'm literally just peeling back the curtain and showing you guys exactly what I do. This is not financial advice, but I want to share with you how I do this. Okay. I built a framework that I follow religiously. Okay. So it made me a multimillionaire in business. I became a multimillionaire in assets. And so from my personal to my business, so we have a treasury for our business and a treasury personally. And then I have my whole ecosystem though. And I'll break this all down for you guys. Okay. So first is cash flow. So I built 6 companies over the last 8 years. 3 are cash flowing right now. 2 of them are in heavy cash flow. I've been at this for a long time. I started in 2017. So people think I just, just all of a sudden built. It took me a long time to get to my first $1 million, guys. And it was brutal. It was brutal. I lost everything twice in the process, but I did it. I finally did it. That was the only thing I knew how to do. I only knew how to build a business and buy crypto, but then I started to study and realize that, oh, there's a whole other game that I need to figure out here. Okay. So that's what I did. I figured out the game and I started to diversify. Okay. So first thing is I built 6 companies over the last 8 years. 3 are cash flowing. I have 3 others that they're doing well, but we're not cash flowing off them yet because we're long term, right? So we're building long term businesses with those, and we as equity owners, we're not going to take cash until the business is healthy. I take 10% of all active income, okay, and I deploy it into cash flowing dividends. Active income is just fuel. I don't let money sit. So I get dividends every Monday. I get my payroll from being the CEO of a couple companies. What happens is my payroll pays my debts and non-negotiables, and outside of that, which is included, my insurance premiums are in there. Okay. So anything outside of debts and non-negotiables, money to live. And I have very lean and mean on the personal side. I have no personal debt. I take all the income, active income and cash flowing dividend income, and I move it into assets. Okay. So I take the first 10% of my income and I put it into cash flowing dividends where I make money while I sleep. So I'm getting dividend income, active income, and I transmute dividend income, active income outside of debts and non-negotiables into assets. I move them into assets that I believe are going to beat inflation, that are deflationary. I move all income and cash flow, which is trash if it just sits in the asset. If it just sits, I move it into assets that beat inflation or preserve my principal. My top assets are XRP, not financial advice, just being honest, BTC, WLFI, and Solana. I have many others, but I'm going to be consolidating into the top 4. Okay. Like ABTC, these are, and then my stocks, ABTC, American Bitcoin, and XXI. When assets go up and down, so assets go up and down, so I always pull profits except Bitcoin. We're going to move that to protection. No emotions, just structure. Okay. Protection. When profits hit, I move into defense. I max fund my insurance policies to build larger family banks. I also allocate into Bitcoin, silver, copper, and Berkshire for stability and price preservation or asset preservation. This is preservation and legacy, not hype. So see, we got the cash flow. I move cash into assets, just like Robert Kiyosaki. I exit with greed and I buy your fear, which comes up next. So I go into protection. Then I use leverage. Most people use leverage to make themselves poor and take away from future labor, cars, credit cards, Lambos, Ferraris, all that stuff. I use leverage to buy fear and to buy more assets and to get wealthier. So when markets collapse and fear takes over, I don't panic, I prepare. I borrow against my own insurance banking system and I buy people's fear. This is how I multiply my assets base for the next run up. So richest man in Babylon. So when everybody ran from crypto in 2022 to 2024, I bought everybody's fear. When Trump got elected, my XRP went up 800%, my Bitcoin went up 200%. And yes, I pulled profit from my XRP and everybody made fun of me. And guess what? I bought all those people that were making fun of me's XRP when it collapsed on 10/10/2025. There's no emotion in this, guys. It's a plan. This is a system. This is a plan. Okay. De-risk. I'm always de-risking. I get out when people are greedy and I deploy when people panic. Anything producing abnormal returns, I scale out early and I move to protection, longevity over ego. Let me repeat that. Okay. Anything that has abnormal returns, I scale out and I put into protection. It's called a risk pyramid, guys. Your retirement's in offense that has, it's all over the place. You need offense and defense. Okay. So here's my taxes. Consult your tax professional. I have a team that does this for me. Okay. I meet with my team every quarter. I have a full team. I use tools like Augusta Rule. I Augusta my home. I have 2 different companies that I can Augusta. You can look up the Augusta Rule, which gives me the ability to pull money out of my businesses tax-free. The only rules you can pull into your personal account tax-free. Augusta's badass. 506C. I invested into a farm in Florida, which is a 506C. I put a certain amount in and I got a bunch of money off my adjusted gross income. Real estate properly structured, okay, for the 50 big better bill, short-term rental loophole. I'm using that for specifically tax liabilities. The income sucks. And I have a Wyman LLC that holds legacy assets. It holds my real estate. It holds my my legacy crypto, and a trust that owns my entire ecosystem. Structure matters. So I use iTrust Capital as well. iTrust, if you go down below, we actually partnered with iTrust. I use iTrust for my treasury. So for example, I have my Wyoming LLC set up. My iTrust is institutional grade custody. So I have a treasury set up with iTrust. And so that's my family legacy. So anything that's going legacy I'm not selling is in my iTrust treasury, okay, which is owned by my Wyoming LLC, which is owned by my trust. Okay. I'm just a W-2 employee on the left side. That's called protection. Okay. This is not financial advice, just showing you how I do it so you can see behind the curtain. Build a plan, stay in the game, dollar cost average with discipline, and exit with intention. Okay. So, how do I exit the markets? I am the co founder and creator of Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. So, what we do is we create exit plans, right? And we're non emotional. I exit 50% of altcoins, all coins. I will be exiting 100% of a lot of my coins. And in the academy, I'll share that type of stuff. But this is an example of an exit plan. We calmly exit on the way up because, guys, there's always going to be pullbacks, okay? And what people do is they have analyst paralysis. And how many of you have been in crypto since 2020 and you've never pulled profits? And be honest with yourself. Where are you at financially right now? Did you build an ecosystem? Did you generate any cash flow over the last 5 years? Have you expanded your wealth, or did you just watch XRP shoot up and then come back down? Did you just watch Bitcoin shoot up and come back? Now, Bitcoin, I'm not selling. Okay, Bitcoin's protection. That's legacy. But this is how you build an exit plan. So if you need help, you can go down and download Merlin 30 days for free. That's in the description of this video on my social media platform. And I think it's all I got for you guys today. So I hope that helps. I'm just working to be as honest and transparent as humanly possible, so that I can help people understand how this system works, right? There'll always be a bull market somewhere, guys. That's what our team is really decoupling out of just being crypto and understanding there's a bull market everywhere. Like that's why we're accumulating copper right now, right? We believe copper will go into a somewhat of a bull market here in probably the next 24, maybe 2 to 3 years, with the silver squeeze and precious metals and the way that the utility is kicking in around the future of AI technology companies, right? So we still think silver is going to be very bullish. We're now. I wish I would have continued to dollar cost average. I FOMO'd in. Being honest with you, I had a little stack of silver and I FOMO'd in when it started going up, but now I'm not FOMO anymore. I'm buying it monthly. Um, Bitcoin is my gold. Berkshire is my protection and stability. Insurance is my number one protection and stability. And that's how my ecosystem's set up. So I hope that helps. I want to give you a big warning out there. We are not DMing you. I do not invest people's money. I do not have an exchange. You don't need to set up a Web3 QFS account. Those are all scammers using my videos, using my face, reaching out to you. I'll never proactively DM you. I'll never ask about your crypto, never send anybody to an exchange or anything like that. Okay. We are educators. We have an educator. We've educated 14,000 people on our Capital DR system. Okay. It's not an investment. It's a system, a disciplined, systematic system. It teaches you how to plug assets in. You can use whatever asset you want, but it teaches you how the system actually works and how to plug. So like imagine having a systematic process, Capital DR, and you learn how to plug assets into that system and you learn how the flow of energy works. And that's how I became financially free. Okay. So it just takes time. It just takes dedication. It just takes discipline. I'm super grateful that I woke up during the transition of cryptocurrencies because I was able to compound money very quickly with cryptocurrency. But the difference was is I pulled profits. The difference was is I realized gains and I did something with every single dime that came out. The problem is most of you are rubbernecking. You watch it go up and you watch it come collapsing down. These influencers convince you to lock up your crypto and just borrow against it. You better know what the hell you're doing if you're borrowing against your crypto, because there's going to be more 10, 10, 20, 25s. It is extremely volatile. The market is 2.3 trillion right now. To give you context, the whole crypto market is 2.3 trillion. Nvidia is bigger than the whole crypto market. One whale pulls money and your shit comes collapsing down. When it comes collapsing down, you should be celebrating. You still own your coins, but you get to bring your dollar cost average down. When shit gets really hypey and the stuff starts flying up, that's where you should get the anxiety and you should be exiting from the market. Just my opinion. That's what I do. And it's tried. It's true. It's true. It's proven. And put my money where my mouth is. I'm showing you guys exactly what I'm doing. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you want to join my Capital DR system, click the description of this video down below. You can interview with my team to see if you're a good fit, or click my social media platform and they will jump on a call with you to see if you're a good fit for our program. Love you guys. Warriors. Let's get your shit together. God bless you.